All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Just Another Talk.
Come on. Yo.
Oh, you better not, boy! You better not!
Okay. Bring the sign back.
We're gonna do like a little end live pre-game or post-game situation here. We have 500 people watching.
We got 500 right here watching.
Look. Whoa. This is insane. What the heck? Oh my gosh. Hey, you're pretty close. Wow.
Well, I think the Fearless Tour definitely made an impact.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Did somebody just throw something in our car?
Arrest.
They just try to hit the car. My gosh.
I think Horace is still out there trying to make sure the car is safe.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, officers.
Wow. Hey!
Yeah, they threw a drink up top.
Oh my gosh, they threw a drink up top. Yeah, we got this all live. I'm posting this directly after so everyone can see exactly what
Holy
happens.
shit.
Oh my gosh.
Turn up the live.
Alright guys, we are out of here. We'll see you later from the Fearless Tour game.
Are they gonna block me in here now?
I think that might be what they're trying to do. They're intentionally blocking us.
They're blocking us. Here comes the cop. I'm not gonna hit it now, I guess. I'm not gonna hit it now, I guess. We've got more stuff. They're hitting the car.
I thought they wanted us to leave.
They're hitting the car. We're trying to leave, and they're telling us to leave, and they don't want us to leave, I guess. Hey! They are still hitting the car.
That's okay. We're gonna.
How is this a university?
Look, they're intentionally blocking us. They want us to leave, but they don't want us to leave.
It's like the biggest conundrum of all time. They're still hitting the car. This is wild. It's like a zombie apocalypse or something, man. Like the wow. They're still hitting the car. Whoa! That was loud.
She's gonna do this the whole way out of here. Oh, here we go.
Just go
No,
the
please.
opposite direction, David. David, just go straight.
No.
They do not debate with their ideas, guys. They just whoa. Yeah, we're gone now. We are gone now.
Right, so a little bit of a backstory. These guys, they're basically trying to do what Charlie Kirk did, right? They're called the Fearless. What is it? Fearless Tour, something like that. Yeah, it's the Fearless Tour. This is their X, and so they show up with signs and deport all illegals now. Let's talk. These are some of the signs that they show up with. I understand that some people may not like the signs, may not like what they see, but there's a difference between not liking the sign, having a debate, and then the inability to have said debate. And that's where this was really cringe and weird, right? Because you have the students, and I'll show you some of the comments that are actually under some of the posts that they've made in a second. But essentially, a lot of people are saying, oh, you know what you were doing. You were trying to incite violence. You were trying to, instigate. No, they weren't. You can go and have a conversation with people about topics that are inherently difficult to have conversations about, but you don't have to demean them in this format. So this is another video right here where it's before the madness starts, right? So we're gonna watch this, and it says the conversation before a mob incited violence against us at Tennessee State University.
Donald Trump became president.
Good example. For example, something that all of us have benefited from are the 2017 Trump Jobs and Tax Act. Regardless of what your skin color is, regardless of your gender, this is one thing that focuses on your income. So regardless of race, any of those factors is just your income. Individuals that earn between $15,000 to $50,000 receive a tax break anywhere between 18 to 26%. If you earn between $50,000 and $100,000, which is the average American median income, you got a tax break between 15 to 17%. That means, let's say you make $100,000, you probably saw about a $15,000 tax rebate just because of what Trump passed. Now, let's look at median household income. It increased to the highest it's ever been, $5,000 higher than under Obama's administration, simply because Americans were able to put more money in their pockets. I think we can all agree here, regardless of what our race is that when we have more money in our pockets, we like that. We can do more things with that. We can invest into things, right? We can enjoy more stuff like that. So I think that is a great example of how Trump's policies, a lot of people say Trump is racist. Well, hey, his policies are definitely not racist.
I understand, like, I'm very protective. First Amendment right. Hey, you can't, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Let me call, I'm going to call my supervisor back out. Respect the First Amendment and everything. Obviously, I can't say anything political in uniform. Let me just call them and verify. Sure. Okay?
Yeah, totally. Andrew, can you try to call that number?
If you notice, they have cops there as well.
Hey, sure. Can you take a picture? Just a picture. Well, you can't take it. Just a picture. You can hold it up for a second. Just 1 second. I'll hold it up for you. No. Come on. Really? Seriously? Really? Hey, it's all right. Don't worry, we're good.
Mario has another song.
Okay. Guys, we're literally just here to have civil discussions. This has not happened on any other campus we've been on.
You know, before I go back to Jeffrey Mead's post and what he had to say, this is a prime example of giving the other side fuel to then say, look at these black folks, look at how they're acting, look at their kids. This is the exact thing that we should not be doing, because then it allows the people who do sit on the side of, I guess, for lack of a better term, racism or just overall blatant disrespect for people who are black, it allows them to then sit there and say things that will not only be proven true by these videos, but are also just demeaning and obviously wrong, because not all black folks are like this. Okay, I think there's more people in society who want to see good things than bad things. So just to have something like this happen is really just gonna feed the fuel for the side that is gonna be able to say the things that you don't want them to say. But when you do shit like this, what does it do? It feeds right into their narrative. So I actually want to play what Jeffrey said. We got a little bit more context so you could see that it wasn't, because people are always like, oh, well, what did they do for people to get riled up? They didn't really do anything. We should be having civil discourse. You know, and the only way to assert that your perspective is a good perspective, or not even good, let's remove good and evil. Let's just say the way to prove that your perspective stands up against other people's perspective is to debate it. And it's that simple. That's how ideas are created. That's how ideas are disassembled, is through discourse.
Now let some black people go to a predominantly white institution and get treated like this, and you guys would be screaming and crying about racism. White supremacist this, white supremacist that. This was egregious. This was pathetic. Look at how the students at this school treated these guys' security guard. Like a bunch of rabid animals. It's what it seems like. All because these gentlemen wanted to come on campus and have open debates. And
a simple conversation.
Supposed to be the place where intellectuals exchange ideas. All of this because they came and set up on campus to have open debates. By the way, I'm gonna say it right now. This university is a joke. Look at what the university said. Today, a group of individuals unaffiliated with Tennessee State University appeared on campus without prior notice. In accordance with university policy, any demonstration or protest activity requires advance approval and permitting. Campus police and staff responded promptly, and the individuals were escorted from university grounds without incident. This is where it's crazy. At all times,
Without incident.
TSU students conducted themselves in a professional and respectful manner.
Oh, did they?
You know, we can see the videos, right?
Right.
This genuinely made me think, if they're willing to lie like that to our faces after we can see the video, how do we know they're not lying about who actually graduated, who actually passed the classes? They're gonna lie like this. For all we know, they could just be handing people degrees. This is pathetic. But notice, all those so-called black leaders, you're not seeing them come out and condemn this pitiful behavior. Our standards are at the bottom of the barrel. And so many of us just seem to be okay with that. Black excellence this, black excellence that. And then they look at this and they don't say anything. I don't think there's any other word other than pathetic. Well, I don't know if there's any nicer words other than pathetic. And this is one reason why the black community struggles. We do not have standards. You do not see black leaders coming out aggressively and condemning this. We have a problem with accountability, and our standards are at the bottom of the barrel. Again, it's pathetic. Oh, and Tennessee State is a joke.
He said some harsh words there, but it's based in a lot of logical truths. Now, I wanted to show some of the comments, and this is one of those memes that they were having. It's right. It's supposedly, TSU at the urinal by themselves, and Turning Point walking in, and then literally standing next to them to say, "You must debate me now." That's a gross mischaracterization of what happened. We have freedom of speech. You have the ability to set up wherever you'd like, and you would think that a college campus would be a great place to set up, because college campuses are places where ideas are debated, where a lot of people go to not only find themselves but also learn about multiple avenues. So there's inherently debate in a college atmosphere. But then you have something like this where it's like, this is not debate. This is, if you don't say things that we like, we're gonna kick you out, and we're gonna do it in a forceful way. Not only in a forceful way, but committing crimes in the process, because most of them were committing a crime. They were hitting the car, they were throwing things at them. That right there is a real simple property damage. Like, if you hit his car or those guys' car and you dent it, that's a property issue right there. You throw something at one of them, that's assault. Even if it's a simple battery, that's still assault. So again, you hear these people say, "Oh, you guys are fascists, you guys are this, you guys are that," but they're literally practicing what fascism would be, which is when someone speaks of something that they don't like, what do? They turn around and they shut them down, not by debate but by force. So this is another meme. Is, parents, if college campuses are too dangerous for a man committed to civility and debate, dedicated to overcome hate with reason, to uniting Americans of all colors and backgrounds, your kids aren't safe on campus either. See, I wouldn't. That one's a little bit more threatening, but again, it's one of those things. People are pushing and pushing and pushing, and eventually one of these confrontations is gonna turn violent. Like, that's the only place it can lead. It can't lead anywhere else. Where else is it gonna lead? You have people wanting to talk, people who don't want to listen or who don't want to talk, which is fine. You don't have to talk, but you could keep going. Why stop? So I think this is another part of the conversation.
So what part of our systems is for people of color?
All of it. The entire system is for everybody. Anybody who's an American citizen.
So you feel like there's nothing. So you feel like everybody is equal.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's equal in their rights, but not everybody's obviously equal in their, what they have. Like, I grew up in a double wide trailer. He grew up in Boca Raton, so, we didn't grow up equal. We're both white. I mean, he's a Jew, so that's probably why he grew up in Boca Raton. But so we're not equal in what we possess as we start always, but we are equal in what we're allowed to do, our opportunity.
Can I ask you, do you think that there's any law that allows me to do something that you can't do, for example?
I don't think there's any laws that say that you can do something that I can't. But then again, this system can't be ignored. Like, we can't just say it does not exist, because there are countless examples of it existing.
Maybe just one example of what you're talking about. So what's wrong with the system that allows, I guess, racism to be systemic or institutionalized?
I mean, I would argue the opposite. Like, again, we have civil rights acts on top of civil rights acts, in addition to the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause. 14th Amendment being written for the sole purpose of expanding and equalizing the rights of white people and black people. And furthermore, the 14th Amendment Equal Protection Clause echoes exactly what like the Civil Rights Act says, right? You cannot be discriminated based on your inalienable characteristics like your race, your sex, your sexuality, etc.
But even though we have these laws, that doesn't stop it from happening. We still know that.
You're right, racism does happen still, even though there are laws that ban it. And I think that those laws are oftentimes used to enforce a culture of anti-racism in the United States. We actually cancel people for being racist all the time. But we have in the system, as far as the system goes, you can't stop people from being racist on an individual level, unfortunately. It happens in every country, on every continent, all around the world, and it has since the beginning of time. But what you can do is make it illegal to institutionalize it by saying, you can't allow you have to allow everybody to eat at your restaurant. You can't not admit people based on their color. You can't prioritize people based on their color, etc. And I would say that I would say getting rid of DEI works towards that objective.
So, y'all had say make America great again. How do y'all feel that America is not great, and how do y'all feel that America can be great again? And when was it great?
Yeah, I would say that the most recent example of America being great was the first term of Donald Trump. And then we had 4 years of Joe Biden in chaos, and then Trump is president again. So this was his campaign hat for his, lead up to his second term.
So as you can see, the crowd is growing in the background, and that noise is annoying. Bring that down a little bit. But you can see that in the background, the crowd is growing. And that first conversation was pretty civil. And then, oh yeah, we saw this.
Come on, really? Seriously?
Yo. Oh, you better not, boy! You better not!
Okay.
But you even see the dude right there who's like, you better not, boy, you better not. Like, okay, so he can't grab his sign back, but she can take the sign and run away with it. It doesn't make any sense, and it just perpetuates those ridiculous stereotypes, which I myself call ridiculous, of course, because I think they are ridiculous. But it allows people who have no idea or have no understanding of the black community they see this and they're like, look at them, they're acting like wild animals. And then you get mad for people saying that, but then you're presented with videos like this, and what can you do? Like outside of condemning them, which I'm pretty sure nobody is. It's just a few people that I've seen so far talking bad about it. I actually saw some videos of what some other people are saying. So here's another picture I found. It says the Department of Ed data proves taxpayer money is being wasted. I think this is the percentage, if I'm not mistaken, of the people graduating from there. I don't know how accurate that is, so I'm not gonna stand there too long with it. But this is a came to debate. Who exactly were they invited, authorized to be there? No. They were trying to cause a scene and start some mess by showing up at a HBCU talking about DEI. Glad they were quickly shown the door. Okay, Sheila Taylor Clark. You call that being shown the door. I call that radicalism. And most people who would like to have a conversation about these things would call that the same thing. If they were on a public walkway and not campus property, they could say nothing. Moreover, I don't know where this permit to speak publicly on a taxpayer-funded campus started, but they can be sued for it. It costs, but others have done so and won. Who knows? Those students were under no obligation to entertain them just because they showed up. Who can see that the timing of them showing up on the campus was vitriolic it's supposed to say in and of itself. Okay, I guess. And it was retaliatory. What are they retaliating against? This is another thought process where it's just like, what are you talking about? How is it vitriolic? How is it? If anything, you might call it rage baiting, but rage baiting only works if you fall for it. Just keep it pushing. Just walk on by. Or maybe you want to talk about it, fine. Talk about it. You don't like their answers. They don't like your answers, and keep it pushing. What is the point of getting physical or of disrupting what they're trying to do? It doesn't help anybody in the argument. It just makes you look more ridiculous, the fact that you let someone who's talking about something specifically in a civil way, because I get if they were being disrespectful or calling people names, but they weren't. What are we talking about? Thank God for people like you for speaking up about this. I hate that I even have to say people like you but I think it's essential that black people speak out against this. It can be cast as whites versus black, but this isn't accurate at all. It's woke versus sanity. I mean, I couldn't have said it any better myself. It literally is woke versus sanity. It's exactly what it is. People are going crazy for God knows what reason. And to be honest with you, I guarantee you these kids get even more funding now because of this. This one picture they have here of Let's Talk, which they pinned, they put it up on September 22nd, but apparently it now has 119K views, 8.3K likes. It's been retweeted 1,000 times. It has 240 comments. The idea that protesting these people got them anything besides more eyeballs is fundamentally exposed, one, and also just ridiculous to think about. Like, oh, I'm gonna be mad at you, so, or I'm gonna be mad at your stance, so let me just get you kicked out of the school. Let's gang up on, like, it's just ridiculous. It is what it is. But oh, look at that, it was on the news. Oh boy, let's see what Fox had to say.
Conservatives are trying to continue his mission of engaging with college students on both sides of the aisle. It's a good thing. And two such conservatives are on what they're calling the Fearless Tour. Well, turns out they had to be escorted off the Tennessee State University campus when a riot broke out. I guess some students apparently are overcome with rage at even the mention of the word debate.
As a matter of fact, let's look at some of the comments that are on their page. So did that person get arrested for vandalism? TSU said that all students acted respectable, though. Yeah, I think that's an even more interesting portion where you have the college actually coming out and saying that all students were acting respectable. Obviously, we can see that's not what happened. So this article is from, it says conservative group removed from Tennessee HBCU after unannounced visit. So this is from News Channel 5 in Nashville. And it says a conservative activist group unannounced visit to a Tennessee State University ignited a debate over free speech and safety on campus. Members of the Fearless Debates said they had come to TSU to create conversation and discourse. The NAACP Nashville chapter countered that the group's goal was to provoke and demean students at the historically black university. How is that? That I don't get. I don't see how you can state that. That's an assumption, which is like, hey, if you want to have that level of assumption, fine, have your assumption, but that's not very accurate. But let's keep reading to see what else it says. Let's see. It says witnesses said the group arrived Tuesday wearing Make America Great Again hats and carried poster boards with messages that included Deport all illegals now and DEI should be illegal. They brought a table, microphone, and signs without obtaining permission from the university, according to TSU officials. And so, which, if they're on a public sidewalk, they should be able to do that. I don't think they were actually on TSU property. And I also think that they were escorted because of how crazy it got, not because they were doing anything wrong or malicious. Let's see. Campus police and staff escorted the group from university grounds. TSU said its students acted professionally and respectfully during the encounter. Social media videos show TSU students shouting, filming, taking their signs, and following the group as they were led away. Fearless Debates described itself as part of the Fearless Tour, a grassroots effort inspired by the late conservative commentator Charlie Kirk. On its website, the group said it was bringing honest conversation and open debate back to America's college campuses. In a statement to the TSU community, the university called the visit an attempt to draw attention to their views by creating visibility at the expense of Tennessee State University students. That just sounds like bullshit to me. That's what it sounds like. How is it at the expense of the students? If you walk away from what they're talking about, it's not at the expense of the students. So and even the first gentleman who was having a discussion with them, that conversation seemed pretty polite, but they still want to call it, at the expense of students. I think it's just nonsense. The NAACP Nashville chapter called the incident an intentional effort to antagonize, disrupt, and instill fear in a space meant to be safe and supportive for Black students. The group added, "We are both infuriated and alarmed that groups like Fearless Debates targeted HBCUs in 2025 with rhetoric that echoed a long history of exclusion, racism, and systematic oppression." The words they're using is crazy. First off, I think rhetoric is overused, number one. Number two, rhetoric is like that one word where as soon as you're speaking hate, you're speaking hate rhetoric. What are you talking about? We're talking about things that are going on currently in the world. We're talking about policies being enacted that, if you understand how the United States works, these are things that affects all of us, whether it affects all of us a lot or a little bit, but it affects all of us. So how is it rhetoric? How is it exclusion, racism, and systematic oppression? They went to a Black school to talk about all of these things. That's including you in the debate. If anything, what would have been the smart move to make is have the class president or whoever is somebody who's an educated scholar in that school come out to debate and actually have points to the contrary of what the guys were saying, if there are any.